Have you ever felt like something invisible was working against you, a force you can't see but deeply feel? Chosen ones, this message is for you. You are marked by divine purpose, but with this calling comes a responsibility to understand and protect yourself from the spiritual battles that rage unseen. These aren't ordinary struggles, they're targeted, precise, and designed to dismantle your spirit before you step into your full power. But here's the twist: these attacks are subtle. They rarely announce themselves with grand gestures. Instead, they creep in through the cracks of your vulnerabilities, feeding on doubt, fear, and isolation. And if you don't recognize them, they can derail your spiritual awakening entirely. So today, we're diving deep into 5 types of negative spiritual attacks that no one talks about, exposing their patterns and equipping you with wisdom to overcome them. Let's start with the first and perhaps most underestimated form of attack: the energy drain. Imagine this: you wake up feeling heavy, as though you've carried the weight of the world in your sleep. Your energy is scattered, your focus dimmed. It's not just physical exhaustion, it's a soul-level depletion. This type of attack often works through external influences: people, environments, or situations that siphon your spiritual vitality. You might notice this after being around certain individuals who leave you feeling drained, or in places that carry an unexplainable heaviness.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But why does this happen to you, the chosen one? Because your energy is sacred. It vibrates at a frequency that attracts not only light but also forces that seek to dim it. Think of it like this: a brightly lit room naturally draws shadows. These draining forces often come disguised as distractions, keeping you away from the practices and spaces that nourish your soul. Have you felt this recently? That subtle but persistent pull away from your meditation, your spiritual study, or even your own peace? Here's where it gets deeper: the energy drain isn't always external. Sometimes it's internal. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you suppress, or the narratives you replay can become parasitic, feeding on your life force. Negative self-talk, unprocessed trauma, or a lingering fear of failure, all of these can create energetic leaks. And the worst part, these leaks are often so gradual that you don't notice until you're running on empty. The antidote to this attack is awareness. Ask yourself, what in my life feels like a constant drain? Is it a relationship, a habit, or even a belief I've outgrown? And once you identify it, the next step is reclaiming your power. This could mean setting boundaries, prioritizing rest, or engaging in energy-clearing practices like breathwork or visualization. Picture your energy as a radiant light filling your entire being, impenetrable to anything that seeks to dim it. Feel that power within you and let it grow. Now, let's move to the second type of attack, one that strikes at the core of your identity: the mind trap. This attack doesn't target your body, it targets your thoughts. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough. You're not ready. Who do you think you are to walk this path?" These thoughts are not your own. They are implanted by forces that fear your awakening. Why? Because a chosen one who knows their power is unstoppable. The mind trap often manifests as overthinking, doubt, or self-sabotage. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a loop of what ifs? What if I fail? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I'm wrong? This spiral isn't random, it's an attack designed to paralyze you, to keep you from taking the steps that would activate your divine potential. The mind trap thrives on uncertainty, feeding on your hesitation until it becomes inertia. But here's the truth that no one tells you: your mind is a battlefield, but it's also your greatest weapon. The key is to reclaim it. Start by questioning the narrative. When doubt arises, ask yourself, is this thought mine, or is it a reflection of the fear trying to stop me? Remember, not every thought deserves your belief. You have the power to choose which thoughts you nurture and which you release. This is where affirmations and mindfulness come into play. Speak life into your mind. Replace the what-ifs with declarations of truth. I am capable. I am guided. I am exactly where I need to be. These aren't just words, they are spells, vibrations that rewire your inner reality. And as your inner reality shifts, so does the external world. Can you feel the power in that? But let's pause for a moment and ask a deeper question. Why does your mind become a target in the first place? It's because your thoughts are the blueprint for your reality. When the enemy attacks your thoughts, they're trying to rewrite your destiny. The good news? You hold the pen. Every time you choose faith over fear, clarity over confusion, you reclaim your sovereignty. And that, chosen one, is the ultimate act of spiritual warfare. We've only scratched the surface, but even now, you can feel the gravity of these truths, can't you? These attacks are not just challenges, they are opportunities to rise, to awaken to the fullness of who you are. Are you ready to dive deeper, to uncover the remaining types of attacks and the wisdom to overcome them? Let's continue this journey together. As we journey deeper into understanding these unseen spiritual attacks, we enter a territory that's both deeply personal and universally powerful. Chosen ones, your path often feels like walking through fire, not because you're meant to suffer, but because you're being refined, shaped, and prepared. The next two types of negative spiritual attacks are subtle yet potent, designed to isolate you emotionally and spiritually. They aim to sever your connection to others, to yourself, and ultimately to the divine. But remember this: every chain can be broken, and every attack contains a lesson for your ascension. Let's begin with the emotional manipulation attack. This is not just about external situations or people, it's about how your emotions are used as tools against you. Think about this. Have you ever felt an overwhelming wave of sadness, anger, or guilt that seemed to come out of nowhere? Or maybe a small misunderstanding spirals into a full-blown emotional storm, leaving you drained and questioning your worth. These moments are not always coincidental, they can be targeted disruptions in your emotional field. Emotional manipulation attacks thrive on distortion. They magnify your insecurities, amplify your fears, and distort your perception of reality. For instance, someone close to you might unknowingly or even intentionally trigger old wounds, causing you to react in ways that feel out of character. Or you might find yourself in repetitive cycles of self-blame, thinking, "Why does this always happen to me?" These patterns aren't just psychological, they're spiritual. They're designed to keep you stuck in lower vibrations, disconnected from the higher frequencies of love, peace, and empowerment. But why you? Because chosen ones are emotional alchemists. Your ability to feel deeply is not a weakness, it's a superpower. Emotions are the currency of the soul, and when you learn to master them, you become unstoppable. The enemy knows this, which is why emotional attacks are so insidious. They aim to destabilize you, to make you question your intuition and your purpose. The more reactive you are, the more power they gain. Here's the secret to overcoming this attack: awareness and transmutation. When a strong emotion arises, pause and ask yourself, whose emotion is this? Is it truly mine, or is it something external trying to influence me? This question alone can break the cycle. Once you identify the source, the next step is to transmute it. Instead of suppressing the emotion, feel it fully, but with detachment. Visualize the emotion as energy-dense, heavy, and clouded. Then imagine yourself breathing light into it, transforming it into something higher. Anger becomes passion, sadness becomes wisdom, fear becomes courage. This process is not easy, but it's liberating. It teaches you that no emotion can control you unless you allow it to. And as you master your emotional field, you become less susceptible to manipulation. You begin to see emotional attacks not as setbacks, but as opportunities to grow stronger, to refine your ability to hold your light even in the darkest moments. Now, let's move to the fourth attack, one that cuts deeper than most people realize: the isolation attack. This attack doesn't just aim to make you feel alone, it seeks to convince you that you are alone. It's a psychological and spiritual assault that creates a sense of separation from others, from your purpose, and even from the divine. Have you ever felt like no one truly understands you, like your journey is so unique that it isolates you from the world? Or perhaps you've noticed relationships falling away, leaving you in a space of solitude that feels more like exile than peace. This attack is especially common for chosen ones because your path is, by nature, solitary. You're not here to blend in, you're here to lead, to pave a new way. But the isolation attack twists this truth. It takes your divine calling and reframes it as a burden. It whispers, you don't belong, you're too different, no one will ever understand you. These lies are designed to disconnect you from your support systems, both human and divine. But here's the deeper truth: isolation is an illusion. While your journey might require periods of solitude for reflection and growth, you are never truly alone. The divine is always with you, and so are countless others who walk a similar path. The challenge is to recognize this connection, even when it feels invisible. Ask yourself this: how often do you reach out for support, whether through prayer, meditation, or community? And if you don't, what's holding you back? The key to breaking the isolation attack lies in reconnection. Start by reconnecting with yourself. Spend time in silence, not to escape the world, but to rediscover the divine within you. Journaling can be a powerful tool here, helping you process your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Write down your fears, your doubts, and even your anger. Then write down the truths you know in your soul: that you are loved, guided, and never alone. Next, reconnect with others. This doesn't mean forcing relationships or seeking validation from everyone around you. Instead, focus on cultivating authentic connections. Reach out to those who inspire you, who uplift you, and who understand your journey. And if you can't find them in your immediate circle, seek out spiritual communities online or in person. Remember, the very act of seeking connection is a declaration that you refuse to be isolated. Finally, reconnect with the divine. This is perhaps the most powerful antidote to isolation. Spend time in prayer, meditation, or any practice that brings you closer to the sacred. Speak to the divine as you would to a trusted friend. Share your fears, your struggles, and your hopes. And then listen. The answers might not come in words, but they will come in a feeling, a synchronicity, or a quiet knowing that you are deeply, unconditionally loved. Let me ask you this: what if the isolation you feel is not a punishment, but an initiation? What if it's preparing you to step into your purpose with greater clarity and strength? The enemy seeks to isolate you because it knows that when you remember your connection to the divine, you are unstoppable. So the next time you feel alone, remember this truth: your solitude is not your prison, it's your chrysalis. As we move forward, we'll uncover the final attack, one that ties all the others together in a web of spiritual resistance. Are you ready to confront the ultimate challenge and claim the wisdom that will guide you through? Let's continue this journey and reveal the final layer of this spiritual battle. Chosen ones, as we delve into the final layers of these spiritual attacks, we arrive at the battleground where everything converges: your energy. Every form of resistance you've faced, every shadow that has tried to silence your light, ultimately seeks to infiltrate your energetic field. Why? Because your energy is your essence. It is the bridge between your physical existence and your spiritual purpose. Protect it, and you protect your destiny. Neglect it, and you risk falling prey to the fifth and most pervasive spiritual attack: energetic sabotage. Let's be clear, energetic sabotage isn't just about feeling tired or out of sync. It's an intentional distortion of your vibrational frequency designed to pull you away from alignment. This attack works in subtle, yet destructive ways, often infiltrating your life through what seems ordinary: your habits, relationships, environment, and even your own thoughts. It is the cumulative force of everything that tries to drain, distract, or destabilize you, creating a web of disconnection that can be hard to untangle. Think about this: how often do you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle just to maintain your peace? That heaviness, that constant push and pull between who you are and who you're becoming, is not random. It's the hallmark of energetic sabotage. This attack doesn't come as a single blow, it's a series of small, consistent disruptions that accumulate over time. It's the persistent self-doubt that creeps in during moments of clarity. It's the unspoken tension in relationships that leaves you questioning your worth. It's the seemingly harmless habits: scrolling endlessly on your phone, overindulging in distractions that slowly chip away at your focus and energy. But here's the deeper question: why are these forces so intent on sabotaging your energy? The answer lies in the power of alignment. When your energy is in harmony, you become a conduit for divine will. Your actions, thoughts, and intentions align with the greater good, creating ripples of transformation, not just in your life, but in the world around you. This is the essence of being chosen to act as a vessel for light in a world often consumed by darkness. And the forces of sabotage understand this. They know that if they can disrupt your energy, they can disrupt the flow of that light. The first step in overcoming this attack is awareness. Ask yourself, where is my energy going? Are you spending your time and attention on things that uplift you, or are you caught in patterns that leave you feeling depleted? Energy flows where attention goes, and the enemy knows this well. This is why distractions are one of the most effective tools of sabotage. They might not seem harmful in the moment: a quick scroll on social media, a conversation filled with gossip, but over time, they fragment your focus and dilute your power. Now, let's take it deeper. Energetic sabotage doesn't just come from external forces, it also arises from within. Think about the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering, or are they laced with fear and limitation? Your beliefs shape your vibration, and your vibration shapes your reality. When you carry beliefs like "I'm not enough" or "I'll never succeed," you create energetic blocks that prevent you from stepping into your full potential. These blocks act like invisible chains, holding you back even when everything else seems aligned. The antidote to internal sabotage is radical self-honesty. Take inventory of your beliefs and habits. Which ones are serving you, and which ones are sabotaging you? This process requires courage because it forces you to confront parts of yourself that might be uncomfortable to face. But remember this: you cannot heal what you do not acknowledge. By bringing these patterns into the light, you reclaim the power they've held over you. One of the most potent tools for overcoming energetic sabotage is grounding. When your energy feels scattered or depleted, grounding brings you back to your center. This isn't just a spiritual concept, it's a physiological reality. Practices like walking barefoot on the earth, meditating, or even taking deep, intentional breaths can help anchor your energy in the present moment. When you're grounded, you become less susceptible to the forces trying to pull you off course. But here's the twist: energetic sabotage isn't always personal. It's often part of a much larger attack, one that operates on a collective level. This brings us to the final, overarching spiritual attack: the web of collective resistance. The collective web is the energy of the world around you, its fears, doubts, and resistance to change. As a chosen one, you're not just navigating your personal battles, you're also moving against the tide of collective consciousness. Society often clings to the familiar, even when it's dysfunctional, because change is uncomfortable. When you step into your light, you challenge this status quo. Your awakening acts as a ripple, inspiring others, but also triggering resistance from those who are not ready to face their own shadows. Have you ever noticed how, when you make significant progress in your spiritual journey, external challenges seem to intensify? Relationships become strained, unexpected obstacles arise, and the world feels heavier. This isn't a coincidence, it's the collective resistance pushing back against your growth. The energy of the collective is like a dense fog, and every step you take toward clarity and freedom disrupts its hold. But instead of retreating, this is where you're called to rise. Overcoming the collective web requires resilience and discernment. You must learn to distinguish between your energy and the energy around you. When you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this mine, or am I carrying the weight of the collective? If it's not yours, release it. Visualize yourself surrounded by a shield of light, impervious to external negativity. Declare, I return to sender all energy that is not mine, and I call back my power in full. But what about the times when the resistance comes from those closest to you? Family, friends, or even colleagues who don't understand your path may project their fears onto you. They might criticize your choices, question your intentions, or try to pull you back into old patterns. This can be one of the hardest aspects of the collective web because it feels so personal. But remember this, their reactions are not about you. They are reflections of their own unhealed wounds and fears. Your growth challenges them to face parts of themselves they might not be ready to confront. In these moments, compassion becomes your greatest weapon. Instead of reacting defensively, hold space for their fears while remaining firm in your truth. Understand that their resistance is part of the collective web, and by standing in your light, you're helping to unravel it. This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or compromising your boundaries. It means choosing love over fear, even when fear tries to pull you down. As we conclude this exploration, let's reflect on the ultimate truth behind these attacks. They are not meant to destroy you. They are catalysts for your awakening. Every challenge, every shadow, every resistance you face is an opportunity to rise higher, to step deeper into your power. The forces that seek to sabotage you do so because they fear your light. But what they don't realize is this: the more they push, the brighter you shine. So, I leave you with this question: how will you use what you've learned today? Will you let these attacks define you, or will you let them refine you? The choice is yours, chosen one. The battlefield is real, but so is your victory. And as you walk this path, know that you are not alone. You are part of a movement, a rising tide of souls awakening to their truth. Take this wisdom, integrate it, and let it empower you. And as you move forward, remember you were chosen for this journey, not because it is easy, but because you are ready, you are strong, you are divine, you are unstoppable. Chosen ones, you've walked with me through the shadows, unraveling the layers of unseen spiritual attacks. We've explored the energy drains, the mind traps, the emotional manipulations, isolation, and the web of collective resistance. Now we arrive at the final and most empowering realization of all these attacks are not your undoing, they are your initiation. They are not here to destroy you, but to awaken the divine warrior within you. Let's begin with the question that lies at the heart of this journey: why you? Why are you targeted by forces that seek to dim your light? The answer is both profound and simple. because your light disrupts the darkness. As a chosen one, your energy is not just for you, it's for the world. You are a torchbearer in a time when the collective consciousness is yearning for illumination. But with this purpose comes resistance. The brighter your light, the more the shadows rise to challenge it. This is not a punishment, it's a testament to your power. Now, let's talk about transformation. Every spiritual attack you've faced is a mirror, reflecting the areas where you are being called to grow. The energy drains. They've taught you to protect your boundaries and value your vitality. The mind traps. They've pushed you to reclaim your thoughts and align them with your truth. Emotional manipulation and isolation. They've forced you to turn inward, finding strength and connection within yourself and with the divine. The collective resistance. It has shown you the courage it takes to stand firm in your light, even when the world around you pushes back. Transformation begins with perspective. Imagine this: instead of viewing spiritual attacks as obstacles, you see them as opportunities. Opportunities to strengthen your energy, refine your focus, and deepen your connection to your purpose. This shift in perspective doesn't make the attacks disappear, but it does strip them of their power. When you understand that every challenge is a stepping stone to your awakening, you stop resisting the process and start embracing it. Here's where it gets even more powerful. You can turn these attacks into fuel for your ascension. Let's start with a practice that will help you alchemize the energy of any attack into something that empowers you. When you feel the weight of resistance, whether it's a draining relationship, a spiral of doubt, or an overwhelming sense of isolation, pause and take a moment to breathe deeply. Close your eyes and visualize the energy of the attack as a dense, dark cloud around you. Then, imagine a radiant light at the center of your being, growing brighter and stronger with each breath. See this light expanding, dissolving the darkness, and transforming it into pure energy that fuels your soul. Feel the power returning to you, magnified and purified. This isn't just visualization, it's a spiritual reality. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. And as a chosen one, you have the innate ability to transmute darkness into light. This is your superpower. But it requires practice, patience, and above all, faith. Faith in yourself, in the divine, and in the process of your awakening. Now, let's address one of the most challenging aspects of spiritual attacks: the feeling of being overwhelmed. There will be moments when the resistance feels too great, when you question whether you're strong enough to continue. In these moments, remember this truth: you are never alone. The same divine force that chose you for this journey is with you every step of the way. Call upon this force. Whether you connect with it through prayer, meditation, or simply speaking from your heart, know that it hears you. And it responds not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. Here's a question to reflect on: what would it feel like to surrender fully to the divine, to trust that every challenge is part of a greater plan for your awakening? Surrender is not about giving up, it's about letting go of the need to control every aspect of your journey. It's about recognizing that while the attacks may be intense, your soul is stronger. And when you surrender, you tap into a source of power far greater than yourself. As you embrace this surrender, you also begin to see the beauty in the process. You realize that the resistance you face is not separate from your awakening, it is integral to it. Think of a seed breaking through the soil. The pressure, the darkness, the resistance, it's all necessary for the seed to grow into its fullest potential. You are that seed. Every spiritual attack you face is part of the soil you're breaking through, pushing you to rise higher and stronger than before. But let's take it even further. What if these attacks are not just about your personal growth, but also about your role in the collective awakening. Chosen ones, you are not here to simply survive these challenges. You are here to transform them into wisdom, strength, and light that ripple out into the world. Your journey is not just about you, it's about the countless others who will be inspired by your courage, guided by your wisdom, and uplifted by your light. When you rise, you create a path for others to follow. This is your legacy. So how do you step fully into this role? By embracing the practices that keep you aligned, grounded, and connected to your purpose. Here are a few practical steps to integrate into your daily life. Daily energy clearing. At the end of each day, take a few moments to clear your energetic field. Imagine a golden light washing over you, dissolving any negativity or heaviness you've picked up. This practice not only protects your energy, but also strengthens your connection to the divine. Conscious reflection. Keep a journal where you reflect on the challenges you face and the lessons they bring. Writing down your experiences helps you process them and see the patterns of growth emerging in your journey. For community connections, seek out like-minded souls who understand and support your path. Whether it's a spiritual group, an online community, or a trusted friend, connection is a powerful antidote to the isolation attacks. Sacred rituals. Create rituals that anchor you in your truth, whether it's lighting a candle, saying a prayer, or spending time in nature. These rituals remind you of your purpose and keep you aligned with your higher self. Service. One of the most profound ways to transcend spiritual attacks is to serve others. When you channel your energy into helping those in need, whether through kindness, guidance, or support, you elevate not only your vibration, but also the collective consciousness. Finally, let's return to the ultimate truth. You are the light. No matter how intense the attacks, no matter how heavy the resistance, your light cannot be extinguished. It is eternal, unbreakable, and divinely guided. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, and every moment you choose to rise is a testament to the power of that light. As we conclude this journey together, I want you to hold on to one question. What will you do with the light you've been given? Will you let it shine, even in the face of resistance? Will you use it to heal, to inspire, and to transform the world around you? The answer lies within you, chosen one, and the world is waiting for your light.